Yo, yo. Did you see the new patch notes?
Hey, you!
I'm doing good. Should I look at the patch notes before I get started? Or should I just get into it? I've already read them all. All right, let me go over them then.
What?
All right, here we are. Full patch notes. I'll just take it from the top. So at HR 100, we can now get 9-star monsters. I think that's pretty cool. They're giving us a whole new level to fight. I thought that the 8 stars were actually pretty well balanced, like 8-star, 5-star ones or whatever were pretty good. Their star system is very confusing in the first place. It's like you have is it a 7-star or an 8-star, and then it has like a different rating besides that. It's all a little bit confusing. But I guess we're gonna get 9 stars. So we'll have 9-star, and then for the tempered guys, there's um like tempered 3, 4, and 5. I don't know what it is, diamonds or stars to rate the HP and stuff like that. I like that those ones were pretty hard too. Um, Man, I've carded the Seregios quite a few times. If I get lazy on my iframes, he just smacks me. And then Lagiacrus, what I found, especially in multiplayer, is I really like playing it with a Evade Extender too. Yeah, 9 stars will be good. We're getting 9-star Jindahad too. I know some people are gonna cart to that. 9-star Gormagala, that's gonna claim a lot of hunters. This all looks really good to me so far. And they're putting Ray Dow and Nudra in the Wounded Hollow or whatever it's called. Yeah, like the new arena area. So that'll be pretty neat. It'll give people an opportunity to get more competitive against these Apex monsters instead of fighting them out in the open world, which can be a little bit tricky to get them in a good spawn and things like that. So that should be this is a really nice quality of life change right here. I think this one should have came with the like on launch. It should have been like this. So then they're making a few adjustments to the spawn rate of monsters. Some people have been commenting that yeah, I like Raid Owl a lot too. Raid Owl is one of my faves. I don't know what like out of these ones, I don't know which one my favorite is. I really want to study the Mizutsune more. I have a lot of fun fighting it, but I don't have the time to focus on it too much. And then like Arc, Raidao, and Gore and Seregios are all really fun to me. I like those. Maybe I like those four the most, and the rest are all kind of yeah, yeah, exactly. They're adding stuff later. That's good. At least they're acknowledging that there's room for improvement in making those changes. Did you play Wilds, Toaster? Or sorry, not Wilds, but did you play Rise? Because Rise was the first time I fought Mizuzune, and I just did a playthrough of it. It wasn't like I was like analyzing it and speedrunning it or anything like that. It was just a casual playthrough. So even though I saw it in Rise, I didn't really get like in-depth analysis of it. And so I feel like I was a little bit behind like when the arena quest came out. I got the A ranks. I've been getting the A rank stuff on all of this stuff that's coming out, but I haven't put too much effort into actually running on it. All right, moving on. Let's see. Player, a new item, glowstone. So the 9-star quest is going to drop a new item for us. And that new item is going to give us talismans with random skills and abilities. So now we're going to be getting things like handicraft or geologist or maybe some of the armor skills on the talismans. I don't know exactly what's all coming on them. I know for sure handicraft is coming on it and some of the gathering stuff, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of talismans combinations we can make now. I just want them talismans. Yeah, or the charms or whatever. Whatever the neck piece is. So basically, like, should adjust my thing here. It's gonna be like this. It'll be like you would have the challenger charm, but instead of having just the challenger charm, there's gonna be additional abilities. You'll have like two new, like maybe it would be agitator, crit boost, and I don't know, like one piece of gore or something like that. That's probably an exaggeration. I don't know if talismans that good will exist, but it will certainly be interesting to see. Yeah, don't they call it? They call it something different in this game, don't they? Don't they call it a charm? Charms. Yeah, charms. They just changed the name in Wilds. Still a little bit confusing for me too. I call them charms all the time. It's going to be pretty RNG based, so a lot of people will be grinding it out. I expect there will be a big surge in players coming back to grind this out, people that want to get it. Let's see, what else do they do in the upgrade limit? So you can get more defense off your armor now. So they'll probably give us like 2 or 3 more levels of defense on the armor. Should give us, I think I'm sitting about 400 defense in wilds right now, so it'll probably take us to like 450, maybe like 450, 460. Maybe less. I'm trying to think like how much defense comes on each upgrade. It's like what, 2 defense per upgrade, 3 upgrades, probably 3 upgrades per piece. The attack charm, the counterattack charm, yeah. They've got some new features for the ammo, the way that you can make your ammo appear on your menu. So if you have an ammo in your pouch, but you don't want it to actually appear on your, um, I don't even know what you call that, your item bar, and you can hide it from that, it looks like, I think that's what this is saying. A recoil aim assist option? Uh, I don't know about that. Is that an aimbot? So maybe some aim assist for people that uh, aren't able to handle that recoil. I suppose that's all right. Like my personal preference is that something like this would not be in the game, but I'm a first-person shooter player, so I'm always going to be anti-aim assist. Let's see what else they got here. I think they have it in this game. Let me check. Somewhere in here I know that there's an aim assist. Yeah, they have aim assist right here. So I don't know if this feature was lacking because I haven't been playing the Guns and Wilds at all either. But that'll be interesting to see. You'll be able to favorite some things, so that'll help for sorting. More melding stuff. This is a good one. They increased the meal duration, so hopefully the meals will last like 2 hours instead of 50 minutes right now or something like that. That'd be cool. Um, Fix an issue where the focus strike could fail if a tear was present near an exposed weak point. I never really experienced that. Or this issue they're talking about with Blagonga. Yeah. Aim assist on controller is helpful if it's a controller versus controller environment, but the way a lot of developers have been going, where they're allowing crossplay on first-person shooters and still allowing the controllers to have aim assist, it doesn't really seem fair. Like if you look at a game like Apex, I don't think it's a balanced environment. A controller is never really going to be as good as a mouse for shooter games. And I don't think allowing aim assist in that kind of a game is the right thing to do. So it's it's a hard decision for the developers, I'm sure. All right, getting into the meat and potatoes here. Fixed an issue where using an item from the shortcut while recovering from a damage reaction or evading with a weapon drawn would not trigger item use. Items will now be used after those actions. So this is probably like if you yeah, Apex is really volatile, you're right. This is probably something like when you stand up after you get hit down, maybe if you're spamming your item, it'll cancel some of that end animation. I feel like the end animation on Wilds, there's like a real big animation whenever you're standing back up after getting hit back down, more than World for sure. I haven't looked at the frame data for it because I just never felt like it was that important, but it certainly seems that way. Adjusted the damage scaling during mounts to tone down the amount of damage reduction applied to non-mounted players' damage. So right now, I see. Yeah, I never really got into Apex, but I could understand like having to change your res or aspect ratio just doesn't feel good. I understand where you're coming from. This change right here is a buff for people that like to mount the monsters. I've got a friend that likes to he's a great sword player and he always tries to mount the monster. And every time he does, there's this I'm sitting there doing like 10% damage for like a whole minute or whatever how long it takes. And it's just like, "Oh my God." So I'm happy this change is happening. Yeah, mount damage will be big. It'll be big for multiplayer. It'll help the people who aren't mounted feel like they're actually doing something instead of hitting for like 10 damage. This looks like a bug with the arena. Underwater. Let's see what they did with the underwater. This was kind of a big deal because there was some good for SOS, I guess. Yeah, it's down. Hey, what's up? Yeah, it'll be good for SOS, where people are gonna be flying off their secret into your quest, and their first hit, they might get a mount. True. Me too, Strudel. Big numbers, best numbers. Underwater hunting. So you can chain into an evade from ascending or descending movement. That's good. You can now use items during descending movement. That's also good. It kind of sucked that the movement locked you out of doing much else. Yeah, exactly. Everyone comes flying in on their secret. Like literally every single person that I've seen that joins my hunt, if it's already started, they all come flying in off their secret. Every single one of them. So it's like it's almost like there's a guaranteed mount if you don't have a full squad up from the get-go in your quest. So that'll be a nice change. Fix an issue where items cannot be used in focus mode underwater. Hmm. One thing I noticed is that you can't use dust of life or life powders under the water. So I really like using wide range builds on this, on that laggy fight. It just helps. Because people just like to send it into the monster with the claw. It's like, so it feels so RNG, like if you're gonna get hit by it or not, depending on what animation it does. Some planes as well. Aerial handler doesn't feel good compared to world. Yeah. Is down there is no, I don't think there's any hammer changes this time around. And yeah, Toaster, it doesn't work underwater. So it's like, if you're in a group and people get hit when the laggy does the Nova, which tends to happen fairly frequently, especially if they're just like spamming claw into it, you don't really have a way to help them. And if it electrocutes them and stuns them, and it's like a 5-star laggy, it's like just a guaranteed card a lot of the time. I found it's just easier if I'm in groups on laggy and it's when it's under the water to have wide range on. I could just help out still. Sacrifice a little bit of damage, but I don't really care. Great sword. What'd they do for great sword? Made it easier to tackle, to chain from tackle into tackle from strong wide slash to choose charge slash, tackle to TCS, and side blow to strong charge slash. So I guess they're just made it easier to chain into tackle. I don't know how they made it easier. Maybe they made the button detection happen earlier and added maybe like some kind of buffering for it or something. Leaping wide slash now chains faster into side blow. Strong wide slash now chains faster into TCS. Okay, so they just kind of sped up a lot of the stuff on the greatsword. Looks like some buffs here. They got some raw damage buffs and elemental buffs. So greatsword's getting some motion value changes and some elemental modifier damage changes this time around. That'll be cool. Yeah. Yeah, those Ooth Gamma legs are pretty good with the quick sheath 3. That was one of the nice things about the FC set back in Iceborne is that it came with a quick sheath on it for greatswords. Longsword, they reduce the delay between input and action when chaining into EI Spirit from special sheet. So this is something Peppo made a video on where he reviewed the frame data. Basically what was happening was there was like I forget, like a 6 or 7 frame delay from when you would press the button to execute an EI Spirit slash. And I'm thinking they reduced that from whatever it was, 6 or 7 frames down to 3 frames probably. So that'll be nice. Slightly extended the window for performing EI Spirit. So that'll be good. That's a good change for the longswords. It's not really good if you have a artificial delay, like you press a button when you're about to get hit, but then it doesn't go off till several frames later in a game where your like frame time accuracy is very important, like Monster Hunter. So I'm really happy with this change. I've played a little bit of Longsword in Wilds, and I never really noticed it because I'm not a Longsword runner, so it's not like I'm spamming LS quests all the time. But I can definitely understand how that would be a little bit frustrating at times. Like you see you press the button, but then it just didn't go off. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there was some LS mains. You know, they had the same issue in Rise too. The same thing happened in Rise. There was a delay in Rise, and then they took it out later. I don't know why they implemented it in the first place. It's just a little bit weird to begin with. Because when you look at it, when you look at the EI spirits in World, or in Iceborne, it's like near instantaneous when you set it off. Yo, what up, Steven? We're just reviewing the patch notes right now. Talking about EI spirits and stuff. Alright, sword and shield. Counter slash raw damage. Okay, I actually I don't think I've played Sword and Shield not even one time in Wilds. So I can't really comment on this. It's not because I don't like Sword and Shield. I do like Sword and Shield. I like SNS a lot. I haven't had the opportunity to play it. So I have no idea what this means. I'm assuming this is a good thing if it's a raw damage increase. Dual blades. What happened with the DB? Turning tide. Turning tide, so you can now turn it into a new finisher, turning tendril. I wonder if this is like Hammer, where they were stuck in an animation already and they couldn't. Nice, nice, Steven. Midnight Sun's sick. Yeah, it's down. Didn't they just nerf that? I swear. I swear I just saw that in like the last patch notes. They nerfed it and then they're like, "Oh, whoops, sorry. We didn't mean to do that actually." So, I don't know what the state of SNS is. I thought I was going to see a lot of the people that I was watching in Iceborne playing Sword and Shield and Wilds. But I just haven't even seen that many Sword and Shield players. Like the main person that comes to mind is the runner Nami. I was waiting to see if he was gonna post any wild stuff, but he hasn't since like the beta or since Raidao or something. Based on their initial statement, when they said that they were gonna try to bring weapons up, like, and not try to nerf, I was surprised when they did start nerfing weapons. That was something that I was a little bit shocked by because it was opposite of what they said they were going to do. So it's good to see them trying to push weapons up. Unless it's something like a glitch or something, then they shouldn't really be trying to take weapons down, or I think like the LBG damage scaling early on was really overtuned, so that's like a kind of unique case. But generally, yeah, I mean, it's just going to lead to situations like this where they nerfed it and then they have to unnerf it next patch. Alright, so Dual Blade's got a new finisher. So currently the Dual Blade's finisher is the Levi move, where I think you pop a wound and then you go flying down the whole monster. Now they have a move where you can input triangle or right click, and then you can do a finisher that puts you right on the wound instead of repositioning you. That's good. Increase the effect duration triggered by perfect evade when in demon mode. That's cool. Movement speed during demon mode buffed. That's good. Window for successful perfect evade has been extended slightly. That's a buff. That's cool. Improve the responsiveness of directional changes when using the screw slicer during focus mode. I'm assuming that's what screw slicer. Is that the sliding move? I'm just gonna assume screw slicer is a sliding move. That sounds like the sliding move when you're on the slope. So that's kind of cool. Like Hammer has a really easy time repositioning or re-aiming its sliding attack. So I wonder if Dual Blades is now gonna be similar, where it's like they could turn like whatever it is, like 160 degrees. Alright, here's one I'm really interested to see, the Hunting Horn. They added armor properties to the hilt stab, preventing the user from getting knocked back. Hilt stab. I saw a video of this. I couldn't tell if it's an offset or not though, or if it just gets hyper armor. So does this mean that hilt stab has hyper armor now? Like full hyper armor? Because if so, that's kind of cool. There's a new animation for it. Hilt stab can now be chained into from focus strike, reverb, echo bubbles. This is all good. I like this. Still feels off for Hammer. Yeah, I don't think that the timing is like they could still reduce the timing a little bit. Currently the slide timing is 2/10 of a second. It started at like half a second before you could do it. Then they brought it down to 2/10 of a second. I thought that they should maybe take it down to 1/10 of a second. So that would probably feel more world-like. Also, they need to buff the motion value on it. I don't care what anybody says. They straight up hit it with 100 motion value nerf. That was just rough. These horn changes look really cool. I've been playing a lot. I think I have something like 400 hunting horn uses. But it's almost exclusively multiplayer, but I'm having a blast with it. I really like the horn in Wilds. I can't decide if I like it more than the horn in World or not. A part of me wants to like it more. Like the more I play it, the more I enjoy it, I guess. Like when you draw, you can cancel into a backslam or you can cancel into a right swing. And I know that you could do like the slinger cancel in World, and that was kind of cool and techy, but the way that they made it a little bit more seamless to be able to draw cancel into those other moves, it feels really good. Toaster, yeah, the horn is really good in Wilds. If you haven't played the horn, starting on Wild's horn is gonna feel amazing. I can say that. It's a little bit complex figuring out how the songs and the echo bubble and like how to queue up your songs in the echo bubble, what order is like optimal to queue them up in, and then keeping the monster in the echo bubbles. But once you get those fundamental parts of it down, it becomes really enjoyable. Echo bubble can now be chained into. Oh, thank God. This is what I've been waiting for. From offset melody, resounding melody, or encore. Oh my goodness. Like, I've been doing an animation stutter. This has been my tech in Wild so far with the horn. Okay, if I do a performance and then I do an encore and then I do an animation stutter cancel, so it's like I will hold a direction and then I wait for my character to take like the tiniest step and then I input to do the echo bubble. So if I could just not have to do that, it would feel a lot more seamless and smooth. So I'm really hoping that's what this means. The echo bubble can now be chained into from the encore. If so, that'll be an amazing change without having to do a stutter cancel. Fix an issue that caused the finisher attack focus strike. Reverb to be difficult to connect. I never experienced this. So I don't know about that last part, but yeah, this all looks good. Lance. Alright. I haven't played any Lance, but this one looks like it got the most buffs out of every weapon. Every one of these is just like insane. So if you guys play Lance, I know I'm going to play Lance eventually, then this is all positives. Damage taken while power guarding has been reduced. That's good. In the past, the way it worked was normal guard, you would take less chip damage. Power guard, you would take a little bit more chip damage. I don't know what the scaling is like percentage-wise right now, but that's a good buff. Raw damage and elemental scaling for retribution thrust following a perfect guard has been increased. I suppose that's good. I don't know what a lot of these moves are. Raw damage and elemental scaling has been increased for all of these attacks. Charged counter can now be chained into after perfect guard with minimal knockback. That's good. LE scaling for all thrusting attacks. Good. Raw damage for all thrusting attacks. That's good. Hitbox enlarged for retribution thrust. That's good. Extended distance when traveling when input. Leaping thrust. So now they can leap farther. That's cool. Adjusted the transition from wide sweep into mid thrust, high thrust, and dash attack to be quicker. Oh, that's good. Yeah, Lance changes literally take up the whole screen. Lance got a buff on literally everything. I feel like all Lance players should love the hell out of this. The weapon sharpness consumed per hit when doing the focus strike victory thrust reduced. That's pretty good. After winning a power clash, you now have more follow-up options. This is all like Lance got Giga buff this time. Fix an issue where certain attacks hitting the opposite direction the player is facing during power guard would not correctly transition into stalwart guard. I don't know what stalwart guard is. This is the biggest one. Yeah, this last one is massive. Fix an issue where guarding would not properly. Oh wait, no, that's not the one. You're right. Is down. It's somewhere on here. I'm not at that one yet. Should I just skip to it? Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? It's this one. Adjusted the shock absorber skill so while active, guarding abilities blocks no longer trigger response to ally attacks. I don't know how often you guys play guarding weapons in World or in Wilds, but what would happen is you'd be in like your counter stance, and then someone else would be like standing next to you, and they would hit your shield, and it would proc your counter, and then you get hit by the monster's attack because your counter already went off. And as funny as it is, oh my god, I'm so glad it's gone. Like there'd be times I'd be playing Charge Blade and I go to guard point something and there's a Dual Blades player standing right on top of me and I just like bounce off of this Dual Blades guy and then get hit. I'm so over that. I'm so ready to play the counter play style with a CB and Wilds. So that'll be good. CB. Yeah. Gunlance. Fixed an issue under certain conditions. Performing burst fire while the skill load shell level 2 was active would result in fewer hits than intended. I suppose that's a good thing. Sounds like a positive fix. This is the only change Gunlance got though. Yeah, yeah, is down. It's like if you try to do a back hop or something like that, if you bring your shield out or try to block something, they'll just the dual blades demon dance will just like hit your shield like 12 times before anything can happen. You'll get stun locked into no stamina and then you just get hit by a follow-up. Always blame the dual blades players no matter what. Switch axe. Relax the offset detection. So they made the offset a little bit easier to trigger. That's good. Offset buildup. And then they changed the parry value for the offset rising slash. That's good. I don't know what their offset value was off the top of my head without pulling up the data mine spreadsheet. If I had to guess, the new value should probably be 150, considering the base value for most offsets for the first offset is 100. Is down. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Tried to play CB recently because I used to play it a lot in World. I'm so washed. Yeah, playing any shield weapon with dual blades on your team is the worst. Steven, that could be true. It could also be that the longsword is just the most popular weapon, so they just have the biggest sample size of people. But yeah, LS players generally don't even know what's going on. Dual Blades players can't even do anything about it. Once they start their demon dance, they're stuck in that animation for the longest time. Playing music on your shield while your stamina just gets depleted is always funny. Some charge blade changes here. Raw damage for axe ED1 and 2 has been increased. Okay, that's cool. Raw damage for power axe has been increased. That's pretty cool. Adjusted axe ED1 and 2 so that enhanced files during power axe mode, the explosion damage properly reflects enhanced files effect. So I guess their enhanced file effect wasn't even working properly. Well, I'm glad it's working properly now. Yeah, Toaster, me too. Whenever I'm in multiplayer, I'm always rocking um, the shockproof now. And yeah, same for World too. I'm a big flinch-free advocate. Longsword player sees a sleeping monster and it walks up and does this poke attack. Meanwhile, hammered players and greatsword players are sitting there and it takes us like 5 seconds to get to our strongest attack and we're like, no, don't do it. Insect Glaive got a few changes here too. This is a lot. So Insect Glaive relaxed the offset detection, making it easier to trigger offsets. That's cool. That's cool. I don't know. I didn't really play IG too much yet. I think I did like a handful of hunts on it, but not anything meaningful. And it was only at the beginning of Wilds, not recently. So I'm curious if they were having issues with their offset detection. Iframe windows when vaulting backwards has been increased. That's cool. Increase the distance when vaulting backwards granted by the skill EE. That's good. Strong reaping slash and dodge slash raw damage increase. Strong double slash and tornado slash has been increased. For elemental damage too. I know that there's a meme about the insect glaive where their strongest move has just been to spam this move where you fly up in the sky and then you spin around like 9 times and do 576 motion value. But the way that I play IG is primarily based around tornado slash spam when I learned it in high rank, and then descending thrust back in Iceborne afterwards. So maybe their ground game wasn't strong enough. I feel like their toolkit should be evenly balanced between how strong their aerial ability is and how strong their ground game is. Because IG it should be like a quick poking weapon. Oh, they definitely are, is down. Wild randoms have no idea what sleep is. I'm entirely convinced too. I've yet to see a proper wake happen like one time in wilds. Just yesterday, I saw a monster get slept, and then I said, okay, great sword. Like, we had 2 great swords in our hunt, and I was like, all right, great swords, go wake it. And like, one of them set up like he was gonna do a proper one, and the other one just ran up and like hit it right on the head, like, not even a full charged hit. He just ran in and hit it, and I was like, oh no, oh no, not like that. So yeah, they don't, randoms in wilds have no idea what's going on. A lot of them are new though, so I give them the benefit of the doubt for now. They'll learn. The sleep status is still useful for speedrunning, I think, though. Sometimes I wonder if with the motion value changes, if sleep hammer would be good too. I haven't tested it out or played with it. I don't like running paralysis in speedruns because it generally ends up just overlapping with the KO. Yeah. Yeah, using sleep in multiplayers, it never seems to work out good. Like I said, I'm playing with someone who's playing the great sword right now, and it's their first monster hunter in Wilds is. And at first I had him on the paralysis greatsword, but recently I changed him to the blast greatsword. They don't play a ton, so that they can't like get fully kitted out Ardean weapons for like if they wanted to do elemental greatsword. So I think blast is probably the best option for raw damage right now. Fix an issue that caused midair combos to have lower than intended attack power. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, you did join a reaction stream, did you? Yeah, you're that greatsword player I was talking about. It's you, Digital Sentinel. I was saying how sleep is good for greatsword, but It's really only good in multi or in single player, like or in speedrunning environments where it's gonna be like a controlled sleep, and someone isn't just gonna run over and poke it with their longsword for like 2 damage, or like a dual blades isn't stuck mid combo. Like, yeah, toaster. I'm switching off the paralysis hammer too. It's the consensus. Me too is down. I hate when my KOs and my paralysis is overlapped too. It's like it usually ends up in me whiffing one of the hits of my big bang, then my whole combo ends. And then it's just the worst feeling in the world for hammer mains. So I've been using blast a lot lately, and that's been going good when I'm not elemental matching. Yeah, no sleep with the randoms, right? Improved the hit detection. Is element now worth it? For Gravesword? Yeah. I think it's probably slightly stronger. Without having looked at any of the motion values yet, I'd guess it's probably slightly stronger than Blast. But it's like in a speedrun setting, it's not going to be as strong as Sleep. Because getting double damage on your TCS is just massive. Heavy weapon users rise up. No, I don't think Blast interrupts topples. It just procs. It's just a free 150 damage whenever you hit the blast threshold. Heavy weapon users stick together. Alright, I'm gonna keep on going through the list here. Improve the hit detection for focus thrust leaping strike while moving away from the target in the air. This attack now also retrieves extracts upon a successful hit, as it does when performed on the ground. I think that's a good thing. So now you get extracts when you do a focus strike midair. That's kind of cool. Fix an issue with Rathalos. Wouldn't give you the correct colors. Oof. Someone made a mistake. If Rathalos wasn't giving you the correct colors. Fix an issue where the amount of mount buildup from jumping, advancing slash perform as a draw attack vary depending on the timing of the hit. What? How did that... How is that even a thing? Where the amount of mount buildup... So a mount is like a status, like... Huh. Varied on the depending on the timing of the hit. Okay. Fixed an issue when quickly inputting commands after getting up. Leaping slash or sidestep slash would trigger instead of Kinsec Harvest or Kinsec Recall. Ooh, okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about IG for a second. So, in World, you could do this tech where you could use your, like, it's called a bug cancel. Basically, you could send out your bug or recall it, and it would cancel your animation. So a lot of the high-level IG players, you'll see at the end of a combo, they'll either send their bug out or they'll bring it back, and it'll give them a little bit faster recovery animation. It'll cancel the attack recovery animation and allow them to get into their next combo. So if there was a problem with that, then I'm happy for the Bug Brothers that they got their bug cancel back. I didn't realize that was the problem in Wilds, but good for that. Fix an issue where the descending slash could not be performed after getting up. Okay. Fix an issue when performing strong jumping slash in focus mode and the player took damage while the Kinsec was in flight. The Kinsec would continue to repeatedly hit the monster. I saw a bug where a Kinsec, it was like a glitched Kinsect, and it like was hitting it was like a damage multiplication glitch where the bug was hitting hundreds of times per second. It was spamming numbers on the screen. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, this is really loud. Hold up. Yeah, look at how many numbers are going off right there. And it would just, so I'm guessing this is what they fixed? That's good. Alright, moving on to light bowgun. Sticky ammo and wyvern blast. Raw damage has been increased. Good times. Recovery speed of rapid fire gauge. When using status ammo. Okay. The reload speed for sticky ammo and focus blast eagle strike has been increased. Okay, so faster reload speed for light bowguns. That's good. Raw damage and elemental scaling for elemental ammo has been slightly increased. This is the one that I'm curious to see the data mine values on, because initially the light bowgun's elemental scaling, it was just way too strong. It was, I mean, it was way, that light bowgun was the strongest weapon by far. So now if it's back in line again, that's a good thing. I mean, there's speedruns up on one of the leaderboards that my runs that I'm using gear that's like 3 months post-release. I still wasn't going faster than those like initial release times that that person had posted. So that was way too fast. The amount of rapid fire gauge consumed while using dragon ammo and rapid fire has been decreased. Okay. I wonder if dragon ammo is like the, well, like in Iceborne where it's like this like bomb thing that goes out. Rapid fire gauge recover while using Pierce ammo has been increased. Okay. Fix an issue where only one projectile of multiple projectiles fired with the spread ammo would receive the scaling of the ballistic skill. Oh my god. So they have a skill called ballistics, and it was only affecting one of the pelts from a spread ammo, which has like 8 pelts on it. That's hilarious. I can't believe that happened. I mean, I can, but I also, I can't. Jeez. Feels bad, light bowguns. Okay, let's see, heavy bowguns. What's going on here? Wyvern ignition, wyvern blast ignition, and wyvern counter ignition rod increase. Okay, cool. So they're exploding bowguns again. Scaling for their exploding stuff has been increased. Increase the recovery speed of ignition gauge when using status ammo. Cool. Adjusted the hitbox of wyvern howl to make it easier to land. Okay. Chaining into guard after firing spread ammos faster. I personally don't like playing with a shield on my heavy bowgun, but I suppose this is a good thing with the increased monster speed in wilds. So that's probably good. The amount of ignition gauge recovered while using Pierce has been increased. Okay, that's pretty good. So some buffs to the bowguns, some things to increase their speed a little bit, and a couple of fixes. Looks like they did need that. Bow. Fixed an issue where arrows from arc shot would disappear if they hit the top of the area. So we had a, what were they doing? Like shooting it up and the arrows got stuck in the ceiling? Okay, that's pretty bad. I'm glad that's fixed. I haven't played bow yet in Wilds, but that's kind of funny. Just imagine you do an arc shot and like your arc shot just disappears. You're like standing there and you're just like, where did it go? Where did my bullets go? Where did my arrows go rather? Skills. All right, moving on to the skills section. Adjusted the effects of the set bonus bubbly dance. So this is for the Mizutsune dance. The adjustment they made was that it now grants Bubble Blight after evading several times with only 2 pieces. So the Mizutsune armor was never really relevant, and part of that was because you had to have 4 pieces of it to even make it worth your time to get the where you would get Bubble blighted from the armor. So this is good. Here's another one. The Warcry bonus. Both the Warcry bonus and the Powerhouse bonus. If I recall, the Warcry bonus is the Blangonga armor and the Powerhouse armor is the Dogashuma armor. There was an issue with these where those buffs would not interact properly with your other like item buffs or other skills. Like there wasn't scaling built into them. So it's good because no one was using these. The Dogashuma armor and the Blangonga armor were essentially worthless. So that's good. The burst boost effects of the set bonus skill burst boost has been increased. That's pretty cool. I think that might be helpful for hunting horns. It's the only weapon I know that's really using a burst set right now. Increase the duration of the set bonus skill affinity sliding. This would be cool if hammer sliding didn't get hit with a 100 motion value nerf. For dual blades, I don't know what to say. Maybe it would be helpful in some speedrunning scenarios, like when the Nuge was in its pit, in one of the pits in the oil basin. But outside of that, I don't really see myself sliding too much in this game. We already went over the shock absorber skill. I'll just hit on it again. So the shock absorber skill got changed so that now your blocks won't trigger from your allies' attacks. So that's a change, everybody. Everybody should like that. And the last thing was adjusted ballistic skills to increase the effective range of normal, pierce, and spread ammo. This next part is really important. Additionally, normal and spread ammo will now be within effective range even at point blank. That's really good because especially with spread, like your spread bow guns, you're hugging the monster. You're gonna be up real close. If you have to like distance off a little bit from it, it's gonna mess with your positioning really bad. So that's good. Support hunters, some support hunter balance changes from the lance buffs. Secret changes. Increase the speed, which you can turn 180 degrees while mounted on a secret. Oh my god. I have to talk about this one for a second. Bubbly Dance may actually be relevant in the endgame. Yeah. Unless they bring Velk back. I don't think I'll ever run Affinity Sliding ever again. You know, I actually made a set for ATV the other day because I was running it a little bit. Kind of say that. And it was an affinity sliding build. This is the build I was using. And you can see it's got the slider handicraft in it. And the hammer that I'm using, the augments on the hammer I was using was all attack. It was like this with no augment. This was just for a ATV TA Wiki run I was wanting to do. But yeah, like the motion value nerf on hammer sliding stuff is just way too big for it to ever be good right now. I don't see a point where it becomes good again unless they increase the motion value. Maybe in the next title update, we get a motion value buff on sliding. I don't know why they nerfed it so much. I don't. I genuinely don't. Like that was everyone loved that move so much. Even non-hammer players loved that move. It felt like it was a part of the weapon, and the fact that they nerfed it so hard, it just hurts. Increase the speed at which you could turn 180 degrees while mounted on a secret. This is good because they had made a change a while back when you start a quest where you couldn't turn your secret fast enough. Like if you spawn at a spot where you have to do a 180 to get towards the monster, it was slow. It was initially it was fast. Like on release it was fast, and then they did something and it was slow. Now it's fast again. So that's good. Adjusted the dismount timing window after a successful evasion, allowing players to dismount earlier. That's pretty good. Adjusted input timing to make it easier to open the map. That's also good. This is like responsiveness things. Rely on affinity sliding for crit on ATV, but it didn't work out for you. Hmm. Yeah, like the two areas that come to mind for sliding in wilds is like the dunes area and the Windward Plains. You can definitely do some sliding there, like where you're fighting the Balahara and the Seregios. And then in the oil well basin, in the pits. Outside of that, like in the cliffs or Wyveria or the forest, there's pretty much nothing. I feel like affinity sliding is one of those skills that you can pick up. Like back in World, I would pick that up if I was leveling up a new character or if I was like playing in the low levels to easily get my affinity up. But outside of that, and like the specific use case with the ATV build, I don't think I would ever use it. I know that some people had done speedruns on ATV where they moved it to the second area and then they did a sliding spam over there. Miscellaneous. All right, we're nearing the end here. Finally, big patch notes today. Big patch notes. Fix an issue where performing certain actions in the item bar would cause the game to crash. Okay. Increase the amount of guild points awarded from limited bounties. Okay, that's good because they increased the cost that it took to rest. So that's good. I guess this is just some guild point award rebalancing. Network. Iberian one slope isn't in a pit. Also, the Wounded Hollow has a slide area. Oh, you're right, Stephen. I forgot. The Wounded Hollow does have that sliding area right at the beginning, huh? Like if you drop directly down. Yeah. Could you do a whole run with a hammer on it, though? I don't know if you could. Maybe. Maybe. It is a pretty big slope, actually. It's like really wide. Hmm. Hmm. Network. This just looks like a bug fix. Another bug fix. Let's see. Fix an issue where shrine fragments that appear during quests in the Dragon Torch Shrine would sometimes not activate from direct attacks. Okay. So that would be like the Zoshia quest, I think. Fixed an issue where toggling photo mode, the scout fly effects would only hide the glowing effect. Oh, actually, this one was really annoying too. I was trying to take some pictures recently and I couldn't get the picture, the scout flies out of it for one of the runs I posted. It took me a while to get my picture for it. Fixed an issue where some voice lines wouldn't trigger properly, and then other miscellaneous fixes and text issues fixes. So yeah, this is a big change list. So I'll go ahead and link it here in the chat if you guys want to check it out. I'm not gonna look at the dev note for it. But yeah, so a lot of changes. Lance buffed, IG buffed, Greatsword buffed, Hammer nothing. I guess they're happy with where Hammer's at right now. I feel like I'm not the best judge of where Hammer's at right now. Even though I have some fast times, it's not on the endgame monsters yet because I'm not running on them yet. And with all the new talisman stuff coming out, it's going to completely shake up the meta. Like if I only have to run one piece of Vulgar Anshanath armor to get the second wind buff, that's going to be massive for having max might. Or if I'm able to run like full Wex and latent power and agitator and get super high affinity, that's also going to be massive. Where do you go to check the leaderboards? So the the place that I've been posting my runs to is speedrun.com, but it's not like Monster Hunter. The Monster Hunter community doesn't generally post their individual level runs to it. Some people do, but not that many. There's way more runners that don't post to it. So it's mostly used for the RTA runs, the full game runs. I have an issue uh, with the TA Wiki rules. And my issue with the official TA Wiki rules in Wilds is that they chose not to allow you to buff outside of the quest, and I don't like buffing inside of the quest. This is just a completely personal preference thing. I don't want to have to buff inside of the quest if I can buff outside of the quest. If I'm able to buff outside of the quest, then I want to buff outside of the quest. Do you have a one for all Wilds build? Like one build for all weapons? If I was gonna say right now, it would probably be like, or let me see. This one? Am I still showing my monitor? Someone posted this recently. But this build is pretty nice. Ray Dow head. It's a Veda extender too. But I've been running something like this. Two-piece Ray, two-piece Laggy, and a Uthaduna legs. I think the first person I saw using that was a hammer runner. I don't know what their name is though. when they were doing the Uthduna speedruns. You prefer buffing Might Seed and Demon Powder Inquest? Yeah, if you buff it in quest right before you get to the monster, then your buff uptime will be for longer. So if your quest is gonna be more than 3 minutes, then you are being more efficient with your buffing if you like cast it right before you get into the fight. But there's also a little bit of a trade-off because your secret slows down. Two-piece Zoshia, two-piece Ray, Uth legs, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Max Might on Hammer is a little bit counterintuitive. That's why I'm hoping that we can get one piece of the Anjanath armor on the talismans. That would be an absolute godsend. So I don't have to run two pieces of the Anjanath armor. Max Might is good, but it's not that good for Hammer. In this build that I play on Fatalis, I use latent power. Otherwise, I don't think I'm at 100% affinity. I think, what am I? 85%? Right? Wex 50? Wex is 50. And I'm only at Agitator 5 because Frostcraft. Or maybe I'm at 95. But yeah, so like latent power is still really good, but latent power, you have to get hit for it. And one of the things I have a problem with in Wilds is like proccing latent power in a planned way. Like when I start the Fatalis hunt and
Uh-huh.
it does a cone, I'm like trying to stand in the cone, just not only to get the coalescence up, but also to start taking damage to proc my latent power. And then ideally my latent power would be procced all the way through whenever it de-enrages, so I have high affinity, so I crit even when the monster is not enraged and tenderized in the second phase. But in Wilds, I don't I don't know with the hammer how are you gonna effectively plan out that kind like taking that kind of damage where you don't get knocked down and it impacts the speed of your run. And you have to like if you get hit that much you have to stop and heal because you don't have health augment. Latent power is good, but I don't feel like it's an answer to everything.
Oh.
Yeah, I have two characters in Wilds. I have one character that I use for speedrunning and one character that I play with um like casually and publicly. And the character I'm using for speedrunning, I've been just using a tool like a mod called the Ardian editor. Right. Base crit hammer. Oh, is down, you mean to avoid max might? Yeah, I had like some of my hammer rolls on my casual character that I have the affinity on. I'm kind of like, oh, thank goodness. That's what I'm saying. We need more of that second wind. We need that Fulgur piece to come out on the talismans.
What?
When I saw someone saying hammer charging shouldn't cost stamina anymore. Yeah, that would be fire. But it kind of takes away from the playstyle. Like stamina management is definitely a part of it.
Huh.
Even in this run, in the Fatalis run, there's times where I have to think about how much stamina I'm using or how much stamina I have after something. I don't mind it so much. We had the same problem in high rank. I'll show you guys the set that I have put together for high rank right now. This is for soloing Behemoth. And on this build, I've slotted in latent power. But actually before this, the build I was using in high rank was a max might build, I'm pretty sure. And it worked a little bit differently back in high rank, where it just, as soon as your stamina was at full, it would just work. Now there's a delay on it. Like the same as in Wilds. And then there's max might secret. So if you go all the way up to level 5, then you could still get the 40% affinity as soon as it is, but that's such a cost investment to get to the max level. It's like, it really feels like it's not worth it. Yeah, for speedrunning, I guess that's where you do have to do a little bit of RNG gambling on your crits. Where you have to be like really conscientious of what moves you're doing when, or your build for your affinity. That's generally why I've been running the two-piece laggy, two-piece Anja armor still. It's just because it helps with the affinity so much. I hear you, Toaster Strudel. Yeah, it does feel like they could have held off on the Ardian weapons, huh? They released it so quickly, but then if you compare it to when Kulv Taroth released in high rank, I mean, Kulv Taroth released fairly early on in high rank too. It could also have been they understood how long it was going to take people to grind for the reinforcements, so they wanted to give people an opportunity to use it. If they released it too late, then people would have never had an opportunity to realize their fully decked out weapons.
Uh,
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with the reinforcements though. Is down like when you upgrade them later, are you gonna lose your reinforcements and gonna have to upgrade them, reinforce them again? Or will you have,
uh-huh.
will it give you more reinforcement slots? Like how's that gonna work out? Let me go look at some of the weapons here like that are in the old game system. Like here's a Sophy weapon for example. But I don't think that the Softy Ice Hammer was ever as good as the craftable Polaris Bash. And then your other option was the, if I even have it still, was the Kiar Hammer Ice. Oh, I can't even upgrade it. I don't have enough mats for it. The sharpness modifier. Hammer Ice. I feel like if you can't get the Kiar Hammer Ice to purple sharpness, it's never going to be as good as the Polaris Bash. Without looking at the stats. Kajar? No, bro, it's not Kajar. It's not Kajar. No. Who's pronouncing that J? That's a silent J, if I've ever heard it. That J is silent as hell. No one's saying that J right there. Steven, you trolling. Does the current I don't know if the current TA Wiki record has on Elatrion has that much stuff on it though. Let me see. This is it. I'm pretty sure it's this one right here. Yeah, I don't even think my fire hammer is built correctly. So here's the build that Tendon used. Where he used 2-piece Fatalis armor and then 3 pieces of the Velk armor and then the Velkana Divinity armor. Wait, is this the same hammer I was using? Let me check. Nah, my build's outdated. Yeah, I never updated to whatever Tendon's build was, but Tendon's build was the fastest at the end. But yeah, using a build like this with 3-piece Rhyme Guard Y and then 2-piece of the Fatalis armor with the Hell Crusher and then getting that Velkana Divinity on your Hell Crusher, this was ultimately ended up being the fastest build at the end of it. And he even slotted in, I don't know if you guys saw it, he slotted in Fire Attack 1 as well. Yeah, the Softy grind was brutal. I agree, the Softy grind was brutal. I did a lot of grinding for Softy too. I'm kind of over Softy. Alright, I'm gonna start a quest. I'm gonna do some hunts here. Anyone pronouncing the word Kjar as Kjar? I don't know what to say. They're just wrong.
Breaking its head should be effective in weakening its powerful breath attack. Make use of the ballista.
Stream some some 4-person hunts. I'm gonna do some 4-person hunts next Saturday, Digi. I just set up the schedule earlier. I set it for 1 p.m. I'll probably stream for like maybe 3 or 4 hours that day. Yeah, you'll have to come and play. Well, I'm sorry you grinded out those SNSs. The PR SNSs were pretty good. Oh no, Toaster Strudel. Did you lose your save? You didn't lose your save, did you? It should be saved on Steam. The Steam cloud. Did anyone here play the Battlefield 6 beta? I didn't play it, but I wanted to. But then I also wanted to play Monster Hunter, so I chose Monster Hunter. I think your net froze, maybe. I don't have OBS up. I might have dropped frames. I did the other day. Charge and stand up. When it's possible to land an upswing on the head when it stands up. I know what you mean, but I don't know if it's possible. Here, it's gonna go down on all twos after this. Find out. Or it's gonna do this. I'm glad you're back, Toaster. You saw a GS land a hit on that move. Okay, I'll try in phase 3, I'll see. Oh no, I'm dead. Downward breath. Yeah, Toaster, that's why I'm doing a wild stream, so we can do crossplay. So if people are playing on console or PC, it doesn't matter. Nice.
Hey, you.
You thought it was Zoshia's roar, Steve? Yeah, some people have theorized that the Zoshia might be part Fatalis, but I don't know. I don't know what the lore says. We're gonna have to wait and find out on that one.
Breaking its head should be effective in weakening its powerful repertoire.
It could be Toaster. It could be part fatty. Yeah, I missed the health augment too. Maybe is down. Maybe. I was reading up on so much Fatalis lore recently, actually. I was like going back and watching all these lore videos on it. People have such funny theories about it. There's the, what is it, the sword in the village of Poke, where it just regenerates? Can Fatty regenerate? I don't know. So you're saying like right there? Maybe that uppercut. Head is like halfway in the ground right here. What the heck's going on? I think I hit the neck. Yeah. That's unlucky. Maybe that uppercut's possible. If it gives, like, right there, it gave me a fireball, but I don't think it was at a really good position, like, for me to actually land that clean. Oh, my position was off. Oh, but so was Fatty's. His Fatalis was standing really far to the side there. Going under the head. Oh no, I went under the head. Nice. That's a nice sequence there. I didn't even do any damage to it, it just decided to crawl at me right before Nova for no reason. Uh-oh. Well, this isn't looking good. Finally got 3 attack, 2 sharpness on CB. Oh, congrats. I'm missing my evade window already. Novas after that. No? Okay. Oh, that's unlucky. I knew the head was really close to flinching there. I just didn't know it was that close. I'm late. Oh, but I'm good. Long crawl. Just gonna fly back down after this, I think. Like you could see, I landed that uppercut when it came around on that crawl where it goes from on all fours to on two legs there. But if I could land it on the head, I'm not sure or not. In phase 2. Yeah, my blast hammer on Sin is like that too. It's like, or not on Sin, on Hannah, on my second character. It's not even my hammer, it's my horn. My poison hammer I couldn't even make the blast hammer on my second character, actually. I used it all trying to get good rolls for a blast horn. Then I had no blast attack augment, or whatever they're called, Ardian parts left. Watching Digital Sentinel gamble is the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's his first experience with Monster Hunter RNG. He's really deep on some of these weapons, trying to get good rolls on them.
Yeah! Hey, you!
Also, is down. I didn't know that you could get TK'd during the Big Bang. I thought I had the like hyper armor stuff built into it. I never noticed it, but then again, I mostly run with shockproof in multiplayer.
Breaking its head should be effective in weakening its powerful breath attack. Make use of the ballistae and cannon.
True. You get from to level 1 all the time. Oops. Direction there. Thanks, Toaster. Yeah, again, I'll be doing an open lobby stream on Saturday, so if you guys want to show up and do some hammering. It's gonna be at 1, and I'll probably play for like 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours.
Now operational.
Use the weapons around the fort to knock down Fatalis.
Pacific time zone. Yeah, for sure, Steven. Everyone's invited. Cool. Yeah, what weapon were you playing on your new save? I think that is great.
Retreat into the fort and use the barricade.
Hammer only. Cool. Alright, Toaster, yeah. Yeah, if you can make it, that's great. If not, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll make it like a weekend thing. If people like it. I'll just have to see how it goes. I haven't done an open lobby stream session before. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how it goes.
Its head is completely broken. Another gigantic flame. Heading for Fatalis' position.
You only got one ace attack level 1? Oh my god. That's some RNG right there. lost like 0.5% from Novaing right before I hit it there. Crazy. Chest breaker. Uh-oh. Am I too low HP? No, I'm good. Oh god. Okay, that kind of works out, I guess. If you only go for the head, the excitable A-lister just won't even do it? Are you kidding? I had no idea. I've avoided doing the special assignment for so long. The first chest topple this time. No way. The excitable A-lister, really. That's funny. I have no idea about that excitable A-lister. I don't know, like I haven't done the special assignment in so long. My personal rule about it is I won't do the special assignment because it's just I think it just would probably ruin it for most of the people. Like, do you really want someone in there who's hunted like over 7,000 of them for your first time? It's like seems like I would be a little bit too OP. So I generally never join those. If I do, I would have to nerf myself. I would have to give myself like a rarity 1 weapon or something. I saw a guy that had 4,000 Rompopolo tickets. In Wilds. I thought that was pretty crazy. I know you get sometimes more than one ticket per hunt, but still, 4,000 Rompopolo tickets?
Breaking its head should be effective in weakening its powerful breath attack. Make use of the ballistae and panic.
Probably gonna take a break after this one and go get some dinner before the update drops. Wait, do you use the Frostfang hammer on Fatalis or on the or on Elatrion? If you use the Frostfang hammer on Fatalis, I commend that. That's awesome. Oh my god. He used the ice weapon on Fatalis. You're an animal. I remember when Fatalis first came out, and I was, the first weapon I soloed it on was a bow. And I was like going in with all the different elements to see which ones would do the most damage where. Okay, we'll deal with it. Oh no 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 no. Not like this. I'm not making it past pillar phase here. The pillar run. Alright, I'm not going to reset this because I just want to make my dinner afterwards. What a beast. So you soloed the Fatalis with the Ice Hammer. Whatever gets the job done. I don't know how people could think of, like, why, I don't know why it's weak to fire. It's very confusing. Yeah, I've definitely heard the lore of it, melting hunters into its belly. And it kind of fits, like, with that attack animation it has where it leaps at you and then it puts you in its belly. And it chews you up and spits you out. I don't know about the regeneration part though, but like the way Zoshia is, it certainly seems like they're leaning into the regeneration thing a little bit. The way it brings its like armor back or whatever. Oh, I was not counting my spins there.
Retreat into the fort and use the barricade.
I've been so consistent with that tonight. Even though I've only done a couple hunts, I'm like, I think I'm 100% on that roar golf swing. Cookie. Fatalis is memeing on the hunters. My actions are not very good tonight. I should stop. thing's gonna roar. Back-to-back swats. What? Health is getting pretty low here. Gotta heal. Can't stand on that fire. Died. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Ah! Oh! Haha! Thank you, 360. I'm missing so many iframes tonight. This is terrible. Bad angle. How are you supposed to hit the head when it's not toppled? I have no idea how to hit the Nudra's head. That is a good question. I still need to figure out. When I fight it from behind, it has like a completely different attack sequence. Completely different attack sequences even. Dead. The Fatalis is dead.
Incredible! You
Alright.
rescued this world from a living nightmare.
Yeah, that 360, I got really lucky. It gave me a 360. That was the Fatalis being like, look, I know it's your last hunt. I know you're missing iframes. I'll give you a 360 to scare you a little bit, but I came out of that stun and iframed it. I got so lucky it gave me a 360 there. Like any other attack, I'm dead, 100%. Thanks is down. I'm gonna keep on playing this more this week. I don't know if I'll probably stream it more too. But I'm looking forward to the open lobby stream on Saturday. Yeah, the finisher, the 10D finisher. Finish him. Thanks for coming by. Hope you had fun reviewing all the patch notes and stuff today. A little bit different than what I normally do. GG's, I'll see you guys next time. Oh, hello Lumen. I'm just ending stream for dinner before the hunts, before the patch drops, I mean. Seems like Nutra's backside is not actually his head. It's the torso. Oh shit. Yeah, Nutra offset, I agree. I actually noticed this too, Lumen. I offset the Nutra and it's like it goes so it gets knocked so far away. I end up hitting sometimes the tentacle. I can barely offset to the head. Yeah, I know what you mean. And then sometimes it doesn't proc at all, like when it's doing the slow sweeping swipes with its tentacles. Alright, guys. Yeah, I should really get off and go for dinner. Alright, have a good night, y'all. GG's.